Maury's Hawaiian Hotel.
Have you heard the phrase, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Well, let's talk about a guy who always stays in Vegas, Les Kincaid, and his great show, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, Wines du Jour. Les broadcasts before a live audience each and every week and features 3 wines. When you're in Las Vegas, join him. Enjoy Les Kincaid and Wines du Jour, coming to your way Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Live across America, the PM Show with Mike Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
PM Show nationwide, coast to coast on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michael Horn. Paul Stern is in studio. Welcome, Paul. How are you?
Very good to be with you. Glad to be here.
Mother's Day weekend. Did you have a good Mother's Day? You and I both don't have any moms that are living, so it's like, well, I guess we didn't have a very good Mother's Day.
Not exactly the most eventful Mother's Day that I ever had, but I did enjoy myself for the day as best I could.
It is good to just go ahead and talk to the moms out there that are celebrating, and it's going to be. It was nice. We had a little dinner over at the Catholic Church over Friday night at Father Shea's place. That was nice.
Yeah, that was the St. Rose of Lima Church there in CB Valley, California. That is, of course, the home of the Ronald Reagan Museum. So
That's right.
Everybody knows what that is, of course.
It's a beautiful church, and he has murals that he's painting inside the church that are just fabulous. And he does some of the faces on there, faces of actual people, and it's going to be a show place when he gets through with it. He's doing a real job at that. Did you go in there and walk in and see what he's doing?
I did have a chance to kind of check out what they're doing there at the church, and I guess that's one of the things that attracts people to a specific church, and they kind of go for the, not only the person that presides over the kind of the congregation, but they go for kind of the accoutrements.
Exactly, the accoutrement that's there. So it was great. Father Shea, good dinner, by the way. It was the barbecued chicken and that salmon. Salmon kebabs were just incredibly, wonderfully delicious.
Yeah, I'm not a big seafood.
You're not, are you?
I'm not a big seafood eater, but I gravitated towards that chicken.
That chicken was good.
Yeah, that chicken was done pretty darn good. It was kind of chicken done right.
It was done quite well. Now, birthdays today, Baseball Hall of Famer Yogi Berra, who said it's not over till it's over, is 89 years old today, and Burt Bacharach is 86 years old today. Burt Bacharach, the big. I guess he plays the piano, but he composed so many great tunes and things.
Did all those Dionne Warwick,
Hal David, Burt Bacharach tunes?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Way to San Jose, etc.
Number ones.
Actor Ving Rhames. How old do you think Ving Rhames is today? Actor Ving Rhames. This will make you feel old. Tomas, what do you think? Ving Rhames, how old is he?
I would say 65.
Tomas pressing the buttons. How old?
65.
Wow. Really? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
He's 55. I hope he's not tuned into the show.
Sorry, sir.
Come on. Actor Jason Biggs is 36 years old. Actress-singer Claire Bowen is 30. Who else is here? Actress Emily Van Camp is 28. Now, this is the time of the season when they change the TV shows now to the second part of the season or whatever. A lot of the shows are done with their 20 episodes, and that's why 24 is on tonight. There's a lot of new series out there. Have you watched some of the new shows? I guess neither one of you have, by the dead silence that comes bouncing back at me.
I have one of them, the first 24 episode on my DVR.
I've been watching that new gig that's been filling in there. I guess not filling in, but he's taken on over for Piers Morgan on CNN.
Oh, yeah. Who's doing that show now?
Don't know his name.
Well, you've been watching him?
I've been kind of
But you don't know his name?
Do not know. He's kind of nondescript.
Is he famous? Is he like
I don't think he is famous. I think he's one of their staff kind of anchors. One of those guys.
Piers is out though. Piers is gone.
Apparently so.
That's good.
They brought him back and confused a lot of people for half a second, but I think he's done. Gone.
He tried, but I'm telling you, Larry King's still doing it on Aura TV. You can watch him there, and he's got a show on the Sports Channel Los Angeles where he interviews baseball stars. They kind of put a couple of posts and prop him up, and he still asks some of the great questions. It's good.
And, of course, he's
a couple of 2x4s bigger than his body, yes?
And he's at Nate Now's Deadly every day.
When my daughter told me she was getting married this spring in Napa, my first thought was, to that guy? My second was, my allergies. That's when a friend told me about Advil Allergy. Turns out it's the only allergy medicine that relieves my itchy eyes and runny nose and has the speed and strength of Advil to tackle even my toughest allergy pain. So I could focus on the ceremony, not my allergies.
Fight even the toughest allergy symptoms with Advil Allergy, the only allergy medicine that comes with the speed and strength of Advil. Use as directed.
When my daughter told me she was getting married this spring in Napa, my first thought was, to that guy? My second was, my allergies. That's when a friend told me about Advil Allergy. Turns out it's the only allergy medicine that relieves my itchy eyes and runny nose and has the speed and strength of Advil to tackle even my toughest allergy pain. So I could focus on the ceremony, not my allergies.
Fight even the toughest allergy symptoms with Advil Allergy, the only allergy medicine that comes with the speed and strength of Advil. Use as directed.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. Lots going on in the news. I'm Michael Horn. That, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Stern. Courtney Kadera producing our broadcast. Apparently, this Donald Sterling thing, not that I want to just, be tabloid news, but what the heck, our whole show is tabloid. If you've been listening to it at any particular time. So, I've even forgotten what Donald Sterling actually said. It's like, the N-word wasn't used in it. It's got and everybody in the NBA is all upset. And not that I'm agreeing in any way, shape, or form, because I don't even remember what he said. But I'm I'm of the feeling that when you can take away someone, whether they're a multi-millionaire or whether they have not even a penny in their pocket, and this is a country based on freedom of speech, I got a big problem with the whole thing going down. I really do. I'm feeling stronger and stronger about it, and it's weird because I've never heard anything good about Donald Sterling. Everybody's always had negative things to say about him. So, he probably is maybe not a nice guy, but I've never met him, so I don't know. Sometimes people jump to conclusions based on a conversation with an 80-year-old man and his 24-year-old girlfriend, or whoever she is, and you form an opinion and say, well, let's get that guy. And it's kind of like mob craziness that goes on instead of just calming down and say, let's figure out what the heck is going on here. What I do see is going on is I don't believe the NBA should be able to take away a guy's basketball team. I don't see where in the Constitution you could just say, hey, we're taking this away from you because of something you said. Because if that's the case, all of us can have something taken away from us. I'm about to take, by the way, your Lincoln, Paul. I've been eyeing that thing for some time.
Well, after I got that,
I'm waiting for you to say something that I can grab it.
I got a repair done, a cosmetic repair. It
looks beautiful.
Everybody's saying that it looks very, very nice. Like they did a good job.
And that car is timeless. There's a story that I have buried here in some of these stacks of stories that said the 10 great body changes, the 10 great models that shaped the American car system, one of which is the Lincoln Town Car, which they don't make anymore.
I'd like to get somebody on from a Lincoln dealership to maybe account for that, because you kind of come up with this information that it's a body style of the ages.
I'm going to find the story.
There's got to be a big story behind it. If there's somebody that doesn't like the size of the car or something, they're trying to cut down on gas consumption or something of the sort. There's some kind of a scandal, not to be too tabloid here on the show, but there is something very mysterious about this.
I think the Datsun 240Z is another one. And Tomas, for many years, you had what resembled a Datsun 240Z. Didn't you have two cars? Didn't you go to an auto wrecking yard and pick up a second vehicle for parts?
Not exactly. I sort of inherited a 260 and a 280.
Well, it was smart for you to have your whole background of parts there, because you can go grab stuff. Am I right?
Yes, you certainly can.
When you have a late model car, that's always good to have it. So, anyway, we're going around the thing. This whole Sterling thing, I don't have enough information. I don't want to be like a Nazi that says just because this guy says this, let's go ahead and string him up by until he's dangling. I don't believe that for anybody. I believe we should have cooler minds prevailing.
There has been a precedence, though, in something similar, not exactly the same, but there was a situation some years back. You might remember, Mike, in fact, I don't know if you necessarily did business with them, but they were involved in, I believe, the cable television industry at the time. That was the PTL network. Remember the Jim and Tammy Faye Baker?
Praise the Lord network. And they were sort of ramrodded and rolled out of the...
They were pushed. They were kind of, I don't know, like a big to-do was made out of, I guess, and again, I'm not trying to downplay, any kind of a to-do, but there was a big to-do that then later evolved into the guy's ministry being taken away from him, and it was actually taken away by one of his competing ministries. I remember the Reverend Jerry Falwell was brought in to PTL to kind of clear things up, and that the next thing.
And how did that work out?
I believe Jerry Falwell took a hold of the television portion of the ministry.
Yeah,
at the
exactly. See what I'm
saying? And remember they built that water park.
They took the guy's business away from him. It's weird.
And he wasn't that bad of a guy, actually. I think he just made.
I don't know enough about him. I can't tell you. I never met the guy, Jim Baker, and those guys. There was
I think he's kind of
sexual shenanigans supposedly going on there.
He made a big mistake.
So Donald Sterling, rests on whatever his statements are. You can go to his game, not go to his game, like him or not like him, based on that. But I don't think you should take away the man's livelihood.
Basically, what you're saying is let the man fail.
Exactly. If you want to boycott something and not go there because you don't like it, then that's your prerogative as a citizen. And I understand that the NBA is predominantly maybe 60% black or 70% black players or whatever. And so if they don't like playing for them, they should not play on that team. However, there's a little thing of a contract and multi-million dollars, which may think, well, even though this guy's a jerk, I am making all this money. So maybe I should find a job where I can keep making this same amount of money. I mean, these are the things you got to weigh as an individual.
I don't think any of these ball players are really weighing anything out like that, like the money. I mean, I think the money is pretty much. I think they're pretty much well taken care of. Remember when the baseball players went on strike and they brought in the replacements?
That was kind of interesting, wasn't it?
Very.
The replacements were not as good as the regulars.
They suck.
And that could happen.
Wait, hold on a second. Take it easy, Tomas. What was that?
They suck.
Some of them stayed in the league for at least a couple of months afterwards.
Until they had some locker room incidents where I guess they were encouraged to just go their own way.
People get crazy about Vladimir Putin and all the things he does, and aren't we doing the same thing with this Donald Sterling guy? I mean, that's where I look at this thing now. Is like we say that Sterling, that Putin shouldn't be doing this or imposing his will or stuff. So is that what Sterling's doing? Is he imposing his will on these people? I don't think so. I think he had some comments with a young girlfriend. He's probably maybe not as sharp as he used to be or whatever. Who the heck knows what's going on here?
Although I would say, I think in the interest of the league, I think it would probably be best at this point in time that if Mr. Sterling was to step aside, only because if he was to remain in the league, I think then that would kind of compel maybe some of the players on the Clippers not to perform.
Well, that should be his choice. I think he should make that choice. Because don't this like Jay-Z and some of these rappers own parts of some of the teams or whatever,
yes,
and they got the N-word in a lot of their lyrics.
Right.
It's like, let's throw them out.
Well,
if we start with Sterling, let's go right through. That's offensive to me to use the N-word. Let's throw it out, throw this guy and make sure he has to sell his team. Now you have pandemonium going on here. So I'm bringing this all up because apparently in the last night and then tonight there's going to be a lot more news stories going on. Barbara Walters interviewed Shelley Sterling, the wife of Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling is going to be grilled by Anderson Cooper tonight on CNN.
Just to clear the record, I don't think anybody is comparing Jay-Z to Donald Sterling.
I was saying he says these lyrics in his songs.
I know, but the lyrics are different. I think.
How are they different? That's offensive. The song gets played more than you would listen to Donald Sterling talking to a 24-year-old.
I think the real difference is the fact that some cultures can get away with saying certain things to their members of their culture, where some people can't. I mean,
so who's the policeman? Who's the ultimate policeman? Then it's like that's my problem. We shouldn't be. It's freedom of speech.
Well, no, I think there's artistic integrity, and that I think there's.
Am I right about this? It's freedom of speech.
Then there's an 80-year-old man rambling off at the mouth.
Look, for example, who's the one that Paul? You probably remember the first one that who was non-black that said the N-word, and then there was this whole to-do about that, and then I was walking to a restaurant. And I heard a bunch of, Latinos saying, well, that, and that, oh, yeah, I know that, I mean, what's going on here?
It's out of control, Tomas. And then they start ripping the guy's livelihood away why are we arresting the person that recorded the conversation and distributed this thing for whatever gain that they wanted to make from this? There's obviously some reason that people wanted to destroy Donald Sterling and that this was released. There's a money, follow the money. Yeah. Somebody out there wants Donald Sterling destroyed, and they're successfully doing it by releasing these comments.
I think something started with Mrs. Sterling, because wasn't she the one that kind of pulled the purse strings from Beast to the Otto?
Yeah, well, she just filed her own lawsuit. That was the public record. I mean, she just did that. We'll have more. We're going to have some of these statements coming back. Stay with us on the Monday edition of the PM Show.
Hey, I'm Dave Koz, and I'd like to invite you to join me and a few special friends for the trip of a lifetime. Yes, it's the Dave Koz and Friends at Sea Cruise, September 5th through the 12th, 2014. Embarking from gorgeous Vancouver, British Columbia, and setting sail for 7 days to the #1 cruise destination on the planet, Alaska. And on board Royal Caribbean's Radiance of the Seas to entertain you for a week, a stellar lineup of your favorite music stars, including Chris Bodie and Jonathan Butler, Mindy Abair and Richard Elliott, Gerald Albright and Bobby Caldwell, Earl Klugh, Olita Adams, Nick Coleone, Vincent Ingala, and a ton more. There's nothing like this we could see, all in the pristine beauty and untouched magnificence of Alaska. Great food, wine, adventure, and once-in-a-lifetime musical experiences, seeing the world together through music. Yes, it's the Dave Koz Cruise. Book your cabin today at DaveKozCruise.com. That's DaveKozCruise.com, or call 1-800-225-5759. DaveKozCruise.com.
Attention small business owners. Growing your business can be tough. Just when you thought you were making money, you found out that you owe the government money. And now that you owe the IRS their cut of your business profits, you may be broke. And if you don't take things seriously, you could go to jail or have your business shut down. But you do have an option. If the IRS is threatening you for unpaid taxes, call the Tax Resources Network. Their tax professionals and ex-IRS agents have over 23 years of experience dealing with the IRS, saving business owners and the self-employed millions in tax dollars. Let us negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. We may be able to reduce your tax debt for a lot less than you owe, help with the IRS audit, and even criminal investigations. If your business owes the IRS $15,000 or more and the IRS is threatening you, don't wait and let your business get shut down or worse. Call for a free consultation. Call 800-910-4980. 800-910-4980. That's 800-910-4980. Again, 800-910-4980.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. It's the new year. Take command of the situation by supporting Columbo's in their drive to legalize marinara. Columbo's, designated the official Los Angeles House of Good Eats, has the most succulent steaks, the freshest catch from the 7 seas, family Italian favorites, the envy of Italian mothers everywhere, and meatballs so delicious, the recipe's held under lock and key in a secret vault. Just come into Columbo's, enjoy the fun, the food, the jazz every night, and then register to legalize marinara. You could win a spaghetti with marinara sauce and meatballs dinner for 2 from Columbo's. Drawings every month. Please your palate. Enjoy the good times at Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, Manja.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. Monday edition. I'm Michael Horn. Paul Stern in the studio with us. Tomas pressing the buttons. Courtney Cadera, executive producer. So this Donald Sterling thing is going on. V. Stiviano, the girlfriend, or his what is she, archivist or something? The Shelley Sterling, the wife. So last night, apparently Barbara Walters, I did not see this, interviewed Shelley Sterling, the wife. And we have some clips from that. And apparently the team, the Clippers, owned by Donald Sterling and his wife. He claims that there's no love in the relationship, that it's a business thing. That's why he can have girlfriends on the side. That's what some of his comments are that none of us should even know about that have been released. So Barbara Walters got involved, and apparently Shelley Sterling fighting for ownership of the team. She didn't make the statement. Should she have to divest herself of the team would be my question. I'm sure Barbara asked that. Let's listen.
Well, there are reports that the NBA wants to oust you completely as a team owner. You will fight that decision?
I will fight that decision.
What does the team mean to you?
It means a lot. I've been with the team for 33 years, through the good times and the bad times. And it's my passion, and I love it.
All right, so that would be, if I was the owner of the team, that would be my response. I would say that if you love something, You don't want someone just to come and say, hey, you got to sell it. Who were they to tell you got to sell it? Based on some stupid thing you said? I say a lot of stupid things.
Well, I think it would be
I would have sold everything by now. I'd be penniless.
I know, but it might be...
Don't say that, Tomas. I don't need that kind of thing from you.
It might, though. It might, though, be a good idea for them to sell because I think the team might depreciate in value.
Well, it's worth a lot. It's probably worth as much as it's ever been.
Yeah, but if all of a sudden all the players, like, I don't know, they just stop playing and next thing you know, they bring in these replacement players, and then all of a sudden the team.
Well, I don't know if they can have replacement players.
I think it could. If the Sterlings hang on to the team, I'm going to guarantee you that at some point in time they will have to seek out additional players to make up for the team the players that leave.
A player on the team, this was a couple of years back when the Clippers were doing better, demanded that another coach be hired or they were going to leave.
Well, they do.
And a major sports writer knew about that, was going to write about it, and may have gotten terminated because he wanted to write about it and the paper said no. And I've heard this around the press boxes, I'll just say. I've heard that story, so we'll see. Now, what we do know, Barbara Walters last night interviewing Shelley Sterling, the wife of Donald Sterling, Barbara asked Shelley if she supports the NBA.
Do you support the NBA decision to ban your husband?
I can't comment on that. I was shocked by what he said, and I guess whatever their decision is, we have to live with it.
So, if your husband is banned, that's something that you would accept?
Well, we're estranged.
Well, maybe they are estranged. No, they're estranged. No. I mean, obviously, they don't have a loving family relationship.
Barbara tried to do a little lawyer technique and try to set it up there.
You know about this, don't you?
Yeah, she tried to get her into the conversation with a leading question to see if she would agree, but
you are getting sharp on this legal.
Mrs. Sterling kind of put the brakes and said, "Oh, we're estranged," because that's part of like their story.
Yeah, can't comment on that. It might affect another case going on.
If they were estranged, then she would have, I guess, the team would be both of theirs, and they would be subject to lose it all.
So the Shelley Sterling, how many years they've been married? Like 50-some-odd years? I forget.
They've been married a long time.
Long time anyway. So then Barbara pops the big question. Does she think that, does Shelley think her husband's a racist?
Is Donald Sterling a racist?
I have never heard him say racial things. I don't know. It was horrible when I heard it. I mean, it was just degrading, and it made me sick to hear it. But as far as a racist, I don't really think he is a racist.
Do you think your husband should apologize?
Absolutely.
There you go.
That's a good point. He could just have a foul mouth.
Well, you probably do apologize, even though you would first say, where did this recording come from?
Exactly.
Why is it out there? It's nobody's business. This was a personal conversation between a guy and his girlfriend or whatever she is to him.
Right.
And as a personal conversation. I mean, when we get down to the low down, Tomas, you and I, Paul, you and I, we talk. Sometimes we get down into it.
Yeah, but I think
we're not proud of some of the things we say, I'm sure.
I think it's better to apologize first than to say where did this recording come from, when the recording's obviously legitimate.
I would think that an apology is always...
Then say where the recording come from.
It's in order. It's in order, but he should have done it first. He should have done it after it leaked and then explain what it was.
Well, you'd be dumbfounded at first. Once you figured out that it was you, I think then you would go ahead and say it. You'd know right away if you said that stuff or not, and it came out going like, what? You know, and you would then have to kind of say, look, I don't know where this stuff came from. Well, this is not what I believe. This was a personal conversation.
Exactly.
This was me being a jerk. I don't want you to judge me on this conversation.
I disagree only at one point. I think he knew where it came from.
Where did it come from?
Beast of Viana.
Well, yeah. What do you think? I don't know. It could come. There's some rumors about other places. I'm telling you, this is starting to peel away the onion.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach. Footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
Welcome back to the No Monthly Mortgage Payment Show.
No doubt you've heard the programs and commercials talking about reverse mortgages. You know, with the famous actors, or they used to be famous actors, telling you how you can eliminate your monthly mortgage payment, still own your home, and live the life of your dreams. Well, most of it's true, but you need to get all the facts. Call now for 7 secrets of reverse mortgages. Call 800-436-9870. This simple-to-read brochure includes information about possible hidden fees, which program benefits you and not the bank, and how to negotiate better terms. Let's put a stop to all the games. Call now to get the facts. Operators are standing by. Call 800-909-1247. That's 800-909-1247. 800-909-1247.
It's called the Get Up and Go test. It's a good way to check your mobility. I'm Aileen Ellis. This is Primetime Focus. Here's what you do. Stand up and walk 10 feet. Then walk back and sit down. That sounds simple, but watch how you or the person taking the test walks. Are you steady? How difficult is it to get up and sit down? According to a geriatrician at the Harvard Medical School, people should walk faster than 3 feet per second. If you're slower, chances are you might have a walking abnormality. A recent AMA study suggests doctors ask 2 questions. Do you have difficulty climbing 10 steps? And have you changed the way you climb steps lately? The point is, if doing these things is harder, physical therapy can often help. So can balance and strength training or using a cane or walker. Keep moving. That's really what Use It or Lose It is all about. For more info, check the links on our website. We're just a click away. No walking required. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. Hear all our programs on the web at aarp.org/radio.
Here's something you don't hear on the radio every day. Someone who can't see. I am totally blind, and I go through periods where I'm unable to sleep at night and feel like I'm constantly running but can never quite catch up. But this isn't a sleep problem. It's something called Non-24. Learn about the link between total blindness and your symptoms. Visit learnmorenon24.com or call 855-856-2424.
Sponsored by Vanda Pharmaceuticals.
Your parents spent their whole lives looking out for you, but now the roles have reversed. More than 30 million Americans care for an aging parent. But if you're one of them, it's easy to feel like you're in it alone. Navigating programs like Medicare can be confusing, but CaregiverAction.org and MedicareMadeClear.com/caregiver can connect you to resources that can help you help your loved one. Make caring for your loved one a bit easier and learn more about Medicare today.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn. Paul's Stern in the studio with us. Tomas pressing the buttons. Courtney Cadera, executive producer. So apparently tonight now on CNN, Donald Sterling is going to be grilled by Anderson Cooper. Is this the first time Sterling's been on any kind of show anywhere?
I believe so.
He's going to be on with Anderson Cooper, and we have a preview, I think, of some of the things that are going to be discussed on that show. I don't know how we got this, but thanks to Courtney Cadera, our producer, for getting it. First, Donald Sterling talking to Anderson Cooper on Clippers ownership.
The vice president of the NBA Players Association, Roger Mason, he said that the players won't accept anyone in the Sterling family owning the Clippers, not you, not your wife, not your son-in-law, not your daughter. Do you believe that?
I really don't know. The people that are going to decide my fate, I think, are not the media and not the Players Union, but the NBA.
The owners.
Well, it's kind of weird the players say they don't want anybody to run it, but no one from the Sterling family. I mean, come on. They are now casting the shadow on the entire Sterling family, and I find that just terrible.
I find it disgusting.
It's disgusting. The players now can say who's going to own them. I mean, give me a break. You're players here now.
You know, I thought this is supposed to be the United States of America, that, you know, you have the freedom, not only freedom of speech, but freedom to own anything you want.
Exactly. You don't want to play for him, that's one thing. If you don't like Donald Sterling, but I mean, you're going to say that Shelley Sterling, if they got any kids or whatever, everybody in that whole family is racist and they're not going to play for him. I mean, come on. That's reverse discrimination. That's jumping to a conclusion with no knowledge of the facts.
Yeah, it's just
How
like
can players be that stupid?
I guess a lot of people can be stupid nowadays.
Especially when they're making all that money.
Well, I think they're going to continue to make that money, and I think that they do have some knowledge. They do have some knowledge of the facts. We keep hearing it on television.
All right, Donald Sterling, then Anderson Cooper's going to talk with him about Magic Johnson.
If I said anything wrong, I'm sorry. He's a good person, and what am I going to say? Has he done everything he can do to help minorities? I don't think so. But I'll say it, you know, he's great. But I just don't think he is a good example for the children of Los Angeles. I'm not a racist. I made a terrible, terrible mistake.
Well, it's kind of a backhanded apology.
Yeah, it is. I mean, come on.
But it's been edited, so now I got to tell you, there's cuts and some editing in there. So we better watch the Anderson Cooper show.
But we're the ones that did the editing.
Oh, we did? I don't know if we did. Did we? Did we cut that down?
Don't know. That was taken care of by...
Did we?
I believe Matt back in editing did edit it down for broadcast.
So we cut that down, so you want to watch all the way through it. But it was kind of like, you know, he apologizes, and then he says he doesn't think Magic Johnson's done the most for that. Well, who knows who's done the most for everybody?
Well, and I think now we've opened up the door now for like this challenge to be now we got to find out.
It's crazy. It's nuts. Come on, it is nuts.
And, I think and plus Magic Johnson, as far as the residents of South LA is concerned, I mean, he's done a lot. And matter of fact,
he hasn't done anything for me personally.
Well, no.
Apparently
Donald
Sterling would disagree with Tomas, and he would say that he hasn't done. Was it enough, or hasn't done? What exactly do we have to?
I don't know. Magic Johnson hasn't done enough for me in owning the Dodgers until he gets a better bullpen in there.
You're not a minority, so therefore that he wasn't referring.
Oh, a minority right now because I don't like the Dodgers. So I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Get a bullpen in there. So then they asked Donald Sterling if he trusts anyone.
Do you trust people? I mean, there have been a couple of phone recordings just in the last week or two that have come out of people you've talked to on the phone, or it seems to be your voice, who've then sold it to, you know, Radar Online or TMZ. And I hear that and I think, do you have anyone you trust around you?
I don't give interviews. The only one that I know that I talk to is Magic Johnson.
Do you know how the tape got released?
No.
Do you think she did it?
I don't know. I mean, an 80-year-old man is kind of foolish, and I'm kind of foolish. I thought she liked me and really cared for me. I guess being 51 years older than her, I was deluding myself.
Do you trust her now?
No, I don't trust her. And I just wish I could ask her, why? And if she was just setting me up, I think that people say she was taping me for 2 years. So maybe I was just fooling myself thinking for 2 years that she cared for me. She certainly acted like it.
Now, he doesn't sound like he's really in control of his own faculties there. And I'm not casting aspersions here or anything, but it's like maybe he was set up. And I want to tell you, let's go back to a comment he made right there. The only person he talks to is Magic Johnson. Now, as much as I may like Magic Johnson, did he have anything to do with getting this stuff released? Well, let's find out. I mean, he just made the statement the only person he talks to is Magic Johnson. That's what Donald Sterling just said. So it's either V. Stiviano or Magic Johnson that are releasing this stuff.
He's talking to Anderson Cooper.
Well, now he is. That's his first interview that he's given. Finally, any kind of an apology?
Am I entitled to one mistake? Am I, after 35 years? I mean, I love my league. I love my partners. Am I entitled to one mistake? It's a terrible mistake. And I'll never do it again. And I'm here with you today to apologize and to ask for forgiveness for all the people that I've hurt. And I've hurt so many people, so many innocent people.
Well, now there's your apology.
A little late.
It's still an apology. Come on. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
we
you're
can't
right.
sit around as God as judgment of this. There's only one creator, whatever you believe.
True.
We can't sit around and go, well, it's a little late. take his team anyway. I mean, what is going on in this country?
No, I don't believe in that.
I'm not saying you're saying that, Tomas, but people are. People are behind this saying, like, take his team away.
Well, they did say it's a little late.
Well, maybe it's a little late, but there's an apology. There's your apology.
Okay, but I don't know if anybody's really lining up.
I apologize for anything I said that's terrible throughout my life now.
I know, but I don't see much of a line that's compiling for people to go ahead and accept it. I mean, I don't see anybody that's saying, I accept his apology. And usually when you apologize...
You don't have to. He made an apology. You don't have to accept it.
I'm not the one that he's apologizing to, although
he's to everybody that he's hurt. I don't agree with what he said. So it's like, you know, if he says that back and he's sorry for it, now finally there's what sounds to me like a genuine statement of that. Now does the punishment fit the crime? How about if you said something stupid? Do you take away your house or your car or your livelihood or your job and say that's it? That's pretty serious stuff to take away from somebody when they do something stupid.
True.
So, you know, on one side we're supposed to turn the other cheek and say, let's let all the illegal immigrants come in and sell drugs, those that do that, and people don't want to go ahead and follow the laws. But on the other side, some guy says something stupid, let's take his whole team, come on, let's do it. But let's leave the illegal guys that are selling drugs, let's let them stay in the country, that's okay, that's all right.
Buying a car can be a stressful experience. Well, TrueCar.com is changing car buying forever. Hey, it's Leah. TrueCar.com helps car buyers get rid of the fear they might overpay. Last month, over 45,000 cars were sold by the TrueCar Certified Dealer Network. And TrueCar users save an average of $3,046 off MSRP. So when you're ready to buy a car, just follow 3 easy steps. First, go to TrueCar.com and find out what other people paid for the car you're looking for. Then register at TrueCar.com to see upfront pricing information and to lock in your savings. And the third step is simple. Just print out your TrueCar savings certificate and take it to the TrueCar certified dealer for a better, hassle-free car buying experience. Every day, TrueCar users receive negotiation-free, guaranteed savings. Save time, save money, and never overpay. Visit TrueCar.com today. That's TrueCar.com.
From helping florists manage their first payroll, to checking sales projections for logistics companies, to showing garages how much they've been paid, to pursuing leads for multinationals, Sage Software helps businesses manage. Whether it's accounting, payroll, payments, ERP, or CRM, Sage gives you the control to look forward with confidence. Visit SageConfidence.com.
What do you mean you got there exactly on time?
Ever since we started using Fleetmatics to keep track of our trucks and vans, our business has been running really smoothly.
Are you telling me you've cut your fuel cost?
The boss doesn't have anything to yell about anymore, but some habits are hard to break.
Oh, great! Another call from a happy customer.
Fleetmatics takes the drama out of business. Make fleet tracking more intelligent with real-time tracking, fuel monitoring, and more. Visit fleetmatics.com/start or call 1-877-350-DEMO for intelligence at work.
I've never been a big fan of the Anderson Cooper show, but I may have to tune in tonight on CNN. Yeah,
ratings bonanza.
Ratings bonanza. Barn burner for him.
Who's he going up against? What is he up against, like Sean Hannity or something?
Yeah, I think we're Bill O'Reilly. I'm going to have to tune it in.
They're going to have, Bob Beckel or somebody on up against Donald Sterling.
Now, a couple other stories here today. Apparently there's some cars out that now drive themselves. Have you heard about this?
I did see a report on that. I think it was on one of those news programs where I guess they follow the lines in the street.
Yeah, you can drive a car, you tap out a ride or something on one of the smartphone apps, you get picked up, you need to drive. You can rent a car by the hour and then leave it on the street when you're done with it. But if you own a car, there's one California automaker that's betting it won't use gasoline. The mission is making the internal combustion engine go the way of the horse and buggy. Now, so they have all these, alternative fuel models that are out there right now. But there's also the Lexus. Google has tested as a self-driving car.
Heard about
I had
that.
one of that with a guy named Gordon that used to be in the front seat and would actually press the gas and steer the wheel. But anyway, apparently a sensor atop the Google self-driving car uses 64 fixed-mounted lasers for obstacle detection and navigation. And they might be available, they say, self-driving cars by 2017. I'll get one of those.
I don't believe they're going to be available that soon.
Well, aren't you like this old wet blanket that comes out with these things?
I saw the program. There are deficiencies.
You know, I want
to... You saw. What are the deficiencies? What are they?
Well, if it's rating and the laser eye cannot see the lines on the street, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Same with your own eye. When it's foggy, you can't see anything on the street.
If you can't see, you pulled over. Otherwise, the car keeps going.
I don't. I just keep on going. Come on. If you pulled over when you couldn't see and you're driving in fog, zero visibility, did you ever pull over? You get smashed in the back.
No, absolutely. You do pull over. You slow down and pull over to the side.
I usually like to speed up so I can get out of the inclement weather quicker. No, I'm just kidding. I was quitting. Okay, let's get some other stories here. We got some more things.
Are you trying to get yourself in trouble like Donald Sterling?
Yes. By the way, speaking of sports, the Clippers came back. They were down by 16 in the fourth quarter, and they beat the Thunder. That series is tied 2-2.
OKC.
What?
OKC.
Oklahoma.
OKC.
The Thunder from down under.
I hear everybody refers to them as OKC.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if it's okay, but the Kings better win tonight in hockey. They're tied 2-2 with the Ducks.
The Kings have not been looking very good the last couple of games.
They look like the Dodger bullpen.
Oh, Lord.
That's exactly how they look these days. Thank you very much for that. Chris Brown has been... You are a big Chris Brown fan, Tomas. I know you like his music.
Yeah.
He's admitted his probation violation, and he's going to remain in jail in Los Angeles. He admitted he violated his probation by getting into an altercation outside a hotel in Washington, D.C. last year. So they sentenced him to serve an additional 131 days in jail, but he'll probably get out much sooner because I guess he's got some more time served that they're going to use to go up against that. But he was on probation after he attacked pop singer Rihanna, his then-girlfriend, hours before the 2009 Grammy Awards. Is he like a very hot, kind of hot-tempered guy?
Yes, he is.
Are you a fan of his music?
No, not really. He's sort of I don't know, he's like a Justin Bieber to me. I mean, he's talented, but yet he doesn't know how to behave.
Isn't he the one that beat up on his girlfriend or something? On the
that's what we're talking about. Rihanna, before he went on the Grammy Awards. Did you like tune into the show there for a second, or did you like fade out and start thinking, this morning you were doing the What's Cooking show and you were like eating something. What was that?
I was eating something?
Yeah.
I had some imported cheese from Spain.
That's
the sample they got.
While the show is on the air.
On a cocktail cracker.
Britney Spears is in the news, and her Vegas show has been extended into 2016. Reports believe that she's being offered $12 million to extend her Vegas show. Now, there's somebody that turned her life around. She was on the down and outs, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
People thought she was out of control, nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Is she actually getting good reviews?
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, she's not my favorite person. I mean, she's okay.
$12 million to extend your show? She must be doing something there that they like.
Be.
So anyway, she is. Where is she at the? Where's she at the Planet Hollywood? Isn't she? That's where she is.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Planet Hollywood.
Yeah. Packed. The houses are packed at Planet Hollywood.
Wasn't that the old Aladdin?
Yes, that's true. It was.
Didn't we used to go to that, was it Commander's Palace?
It was in there, yeah. I don't know if it still is or not.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Is it still there, Tomas?
Don't think so.
And we did that whole Ed McMahon thing there once. Remember that? They had the slot tournament there with Ed McMahon.
Yes.
We did a big broadcast.
George Clooney, his fiancée is Amal Alamuddin, is that right? Is that the way you say her last name? They celebrated their engagement at a star-studded party at Cafe Habana in Malibu. I've never been to that place in Malibu, California. Have you been to Cafe Habana?
Go there all the time.
You do?
No, I don't. I'm just kidding.
You ever been there?
No.
Tomas?
No, I
Sounds
haven't.
like a place you would hang out. Anyway, the future Mr. and Mrs. Clooney, they were joined by some of their famous friends. Bono was there from U2. Randy Gerber is the restaurant's owner, so this is probably a pretty good place. His supermodel wife, Cindy Crawford. And apparently E! News... by the way, he celebrated his 53rd birthday here recently, George Clooney, and she's 36. He better watch out. Donald Sterling will tell him about that age differential. It'll get you at some point.
I don't think Donald Sterling's good.
She's a lawyer on top of that.
I don't think George Clooney's going to be
He's in
talking.
trouble. She's a lawyer.
I don't think George Clooney will be talking to Donald Sterling about anything.
I'm worried about him.
I have a feeling.
They had a romantic dinner followed by an evening of fun with 9 friends at a downtown hotspot. They were holding hands throughout the night. Yeah, one person said you can tell these two are in love. Boy, Clooney was for years just the ultimate bachelor, but apparently she's got him. Amal. There was an old show when I was a kid, Amal and the Night Visitors. I heard Doug Steffen talk about that the other morning. Good show. Maybe just one Amal, and she visited George Clooney, and that was one night. That was a good visit.
Hi, folks. Fred Dreyer for Regenix. Like so many people today, I was losing my hair. I was literally watching it fall out, jumping right off the top of my head. So I said, that's it, enough. I called Regenix. When they introduced me to their patented hair analysis program, I immediately saw why I was losing my hair. Through their microscopic examination, I saw gray, sickly scalp. The hair follicles themselves were caked and clogged with the dirty, oily sludge. I was so relieved. Finally, there was hope. So now, as I approach my 8th year on the Regenix program, my scalp is pink and clean and my hair is growing back. That's right, it's growing back. It makes so much sense. Don't wait. Call Regenix right now. Go to the phone and put an end to your worries. Start by calling 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX. Or go to Regenix.com.
Attention, low-T therapy male patients 75 years and younger. Recent reports link certain testosterone gels such as Androgel, Axiron, Foresta, Striant, Testim with serious complications and injuries. If you or a loved one suffered a heart attack, stroke, cardiac arrest, pulmonary embolism, DVT, or even death, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Time is limited to file a claim. For free information and a free consultation, act now.
Call 800-361-1476. That's 800-361-1476. 800-361-1476. Again, for free information and a free consultation, call 800-361-1476. 800-361-1476.
This is an advertisement, not valid in all states. Paid non-attorney spokesperson. iLawsuit.com is an advertising group that represents lawyers advertising their services and is a free matching service for consumers. It is not a law firm or lawyer referral service. If you have used the testosterone gel and suffered an injury, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation.
Should you pay off your mortgage early?
It's actually a bit of a complicated decision.
I'm Aileen Ellis. This is Primetime Focus.
Your mortgage debt tends to be a better kind of debt for you to carry long term than other types of debt, like credit card debt.
And student loans that typically have a higher interest rate.
The other thing is, remember, mortgage interest is deductible, so you get a tax advantage there as well that you don't get with many other kinds of debt.
AARP financial educator John Dolphinet says it's also important to have an emergency fund.
Usually about 3 to 6 months of living expenses.
And put money in retirement savings, taking advantage of any employer match if that's available.
The Jane Bryant Quinn article, which goes through lots of the ins and outs of this decision-making process, will help guide people about whether they should pay off their mortgage early or not.
For more info, check out the April issue of the AARP Bulletin. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. Hear all our programs on the web at aarp.org/radio.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. Gary Thiemann is here from the Bottom Line Show. We're bringing that show back here to CRN. We're excited about that.
But he should
good radio drama, right?
He could do some in-depth interviews. But I don't even want to say what might happen if Gary Thiemann was to get there with his tape recorder and talk to Donald Sterling.
Well, that would be pretty good. Yeah, forget Anderson Cooper. We need Gary Thiemann talking to Donald Sterling.
Gary Thiemann gets heavy-duty stuff.
He might get V. Stiviano into some kind of treatment center is what I think. Right, Tomas?
Probably.
Gary could get her to signed up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, didn't you say she had Tommy Lasorda made some statements, I don't wish anybody anything bad, but then he said he hoped she had a car accident. Did she have a car accident?
Apparently today what the reports are that
brother,
she did have
you
a car
can't write
accident.
Stuff like this. She had a car accident
Apparently
today?
so. She's driving around in her big Ferrari. Expensive
that Donald
Ferrari.
Sterling gave to her?
I believe that might be the case.
And
she rear-ended somebody.
Oh, Lord.
What about with her car? Sorry. I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that meant. Where's Gary Thiemann? Bring him in here for an interview or something. Come on, somebody needs to come in here and help us out. The Scarface Mansion is for sale. Gary, get in here. Sit down, please. We need you right now after that last whatever that was. I don't even really know what it was.
Yeah, that was
Gary Thiemann,
pretty
tell everybody, you do this show, The Bottom Line, here at CRN, and you've been doing this show. It's the longest talk show that we've had on the air for how many years now?
Let's see, 1987.
Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and actually it was a miracle that we came aboard CRN because I was on a little cable station called Crescenta Valley Cable.
Right.
And they were sold to Comcast. And
everybody is these days.
Yep.
And so the guy calls and tells me, hey, Gary, I'm really hate to tell you this, but you no longer have a program because we sold the to Comcast. And I was like panicking, thinking, well, gosh, where do I go now? And he says, but I think I'm going to try something and be expecting a call from a guy named Mike Horn. I said, okay, so I get a call from you. And he said, I'm going to listen to that show all the way down to San Diego. I remember this like it was yesterday.
Have those. At that time, it was on reel to reel, wasn't it, in the car?
No, it was on, yeah, we got to the cassette, yeah. And that was a pretty happening thing. And so you called me and said, hey, we really want to. You saw the value in the show, and really what we were trying to accomplish with the show, and I think the strength of the show, what makes it so different, is that initially it's a motion picture soundtrack, and it's real.
It is.
Stories.
It's a dramatic piece, and it's stories, right? About
it's about alcoholism essentially, alcoholism and drug addiction.
Right.
And what makes this a unique program is the fact that it's not like a talk show where somebody's if somebody's just doing a talk show, they can fabricate stories and they can they make things more dramatic.
Right.
And in this particular case, for The Bottom Line, this show is the real deal. The only thing dramatic about it is what they're actually saying. They hear no music. They come into our studio, and what they essentially do is give me 10 minutes of their drunkalogue, their story, the beginning and of the drunk. Then they give me a recovery, 10 minutes of the recovery.
And you put it all together.
And then they give me 10 minutes of their relationship with God. You put that together, and then you've got The Bottom Line, and it's a real story.
Can we send you out to interview Donald Sterling?
I don't think he needs any more publicity.
He needs some help is what I think he needs, but, I don't know. So you're going to be back on at the regular time, Sunday? What did we figure out what time?
I think we've been on for years at 11 o'clock to 11:30.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get that all set up again. That's good. Maybe starting this weekend.
That'd be great.
Paul Stern going on. That'd be great.
And
all right, good to have you back.
To all my people, keep coming back.
Yeah, that's it. Keep coming back. Gary Thiemann, ladies and gentlemen, The Bottom Line, Sunday nights, 11 o'clock Pacific time on CRN1. That's our show. Thanks, Tomas.
Thank
you. Press all the buttons. Thank you to Courtney Kadir for producing the show. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Check us out at crntalk.com. That's the website, crntalk.com. Program schedules, everything's up there. Also, you can search for the cell phone app, CRN Digital Talk. Barry Farber coming up next. I'm Michael Horn. Have a good night.
Which was most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio shows sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channel. The radio channel. CRN.
With SRN News. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A popular energy savings bill was defeated in the Senate this evening due to election year politics and the Obama administration's continued indecision on the Keystone XL oil pipeline.
It's been a bit of a legislative staring contest between top Democratic and Republican leaders in the Senate over a bill to improve energy efficiency. Republicans wanted at least 5 amendments to the bill, including an amendment on the Keystone XL pipeline. The Senate's top Democrat offered a standalone vote on Keystone instead. The stalemate that resulted left Democrats needing at least 5 Republicans to cross party lines and support the bill without Keystone in it in order to clear the 60-vote threshold that's required on procedural measures.
That's SRN's Linda Kenyon reporting from Capitol Hill. Also at SRNnews.com, leaders of the Islamist terrorist group Boko Haram say they will be willing to exchange around 300 kidnapped schoolgirls for money and the release of Boko Haram terrorists from Nigerian prisons. Nigerian presidential advisor Reuben Abati tells Sky News the Nigerian government is determined to get the kidnapped girls back and will not pay ransom for them.
The government of Nigeria has no intention to pay ransom or to buy the girls, because the sale of human beings is a crime against humanity. The determination of government is to get the girls and to ensure that the impunity that has brought this about is checked and punished.
Around 100 of the schoolgirls were shown in a video today wrapped in Muslim veils. One of them says she has converted to Islam. A cross-section of Americans awakened early and waited in line for hours to be among the first to ride to the top of the Washington Monument, opened to the public Monday for the first time in nearly 3 years after an earthquake chipped and cracked the towering symbol. The 130-year-old 555-foot-tall obelisk was built in honor of the nation's first president between 1848 and 1884. This is SRN News.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-800-345-2159. 1-800-345-2159. That's 1-800-345-2159. 1-800-345-2159.
It was a tough first quarter for one leading U.S. car maker.
Chrysler Group says it lost $690 million in the first quarter. That was due to charges related to its merger with Italian automaker Fiat. As part of the deal, Chrysler agreed to pay $700 million to upgrade its factories. That's made turning a profit hard, at least in the short run. Better news worldwide, vehicle sales jumped 10% to 621,000 as Chrysler saw strong sales of the new Jeep Cherokee SUV and Ram pickup. Bob Agnew, SRN News.
Texas is scheduled to carry out the first execution in the country since a botched lethal injection in Oklahoma. Robert Campbell's attorneys are appealing for a stay, citing the case of Clayton Lockett, who died of an apparent heart attack after Oklahoma prison officials stopped his execution. The attorneys say Campbell runs the same risk of punishment gone awry. Campbell was convicted of the kidnapping and murder of a 20-year-old Houston woman. This is SRN News. Pfizer has posted videos on its website in its latest effort to win over critics of its offer to buy British drug maker AstraZeneca.
In the videos, Pfizer CEO Ian Reid tries to ease concerns that the deal would result in a loss of stature in science in the United Kingdom. He says Pfizer has expanded its research program in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and envisions a similar strategy for Britain's Cambridge, north of London, where many scientists work. Pfizer has been trying to purchase AstraZeneca since January, but has been rebuffed 3 times.
That's SRN's Jeremy House reporting. AstraZeneca says Pfizer's latest offer of $106 billion in cash and stock undervalues the company. The interim CEO of the Los Angeles Clippers says he's confident the league will succeed in forcing a sale of the team. Dick Parsons arrived in Los Angeles to meet with the team's management and staff today. Owner Donald Sterling's been banned for life by the NBA. More details at srnnews.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling summer savings. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our festive banquet rooms with your group of 25 or more any day this July or August and receive your choice of complimentary pizza, hors d'oeuvres, and champagne toast, or party an extra hour on us at your event, food and beverage not included. Call for all the details. And don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch, just $14.95, which includes the omelet bar, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones and muffins, a chocolate fondue fountain, and champagne. And Junior is waiting to make the omelet of your choice right in front of you. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List, the top 5 Italian restaurants in the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call